Hey there, English learners, and welcome back to Listen and Learn English. If you're here, you're already on the right path. You're improving your listening skills, expanding your vocabulary, and training your brain to think in English. And the best part, you're doing it the natural way by listening, absorbing, and repeating. Now, before we jump into today's episode, I want to talk about why listening is so important when learning a language. People often think they need to memorize lists of words or study grammar rules endlessly, but that's not how real learning happens. Think about it. How did you learn your native language? You listened a lot. You heard words, phrases, and expressions over and over before you even understood them. Your brain picked up patterns, and without even realizing it, you started to speak. That's exactly how you should learn English, too. And here's the thing. Just listening isn't enough. You have to repeat. You have to shadow. You have to say the words out loud and let your tongue get used to the sounds. That's why, whenever I introduce a new idiom or phrase today, I want you to repeat it with me. Say it loud, say it with confidence. And if you don't get it the first time, rewind and listen again. This is how you train your brain. All right, enough talk about learning. Let's get into today's story. Let me tell you about my morning. It was one of those days where everything just felt a little off from the start. You ever have mornings like that? Where you wake up and just know, today is going to be a mess? Well, that was my morning, so my alarm goes off at 6:30, or at least that's when it tries to go off. Because the moment it starts ringing, I smack the snooze button like my life depends on it, and then again and again. Before I know it, I've hit snooze so many times that it's already 7:15, and I'm running against the clock. Oh, there's an expression, running against the clock. It means being in a hurry because time is running out. Say it with me, running against the clock. Again, running against the clock. Now, I finally drag myself out of bed, and let me tell you, mornings are not my thing. Some people wake up refreshed, full of energy, ready to take on the world. Not me. I wake up like a zombie, shuffling to the kitchen, hoping that coffee will somehow fix my life. And that's exactly what I did this morning. I made myself a big, steaming cup of coffee, sat down at the table, and just stared into space. You know that feeling? When your body is awake, but your brain is still asleep? But of course, the moment I started feeling human again, my phone rang. And I already knew this was not going to be a peaceful morning. I picked up, and on the other end was my best friend absolutely freaking out. You know those phone calls that start with, "Oh my God, you won't believe what just happened?" Yeah, it was one of those. And I, being the wonderful friend that I am, sighed, took another sip of my coffee, and prepared myself for whatever drama was coming my way. She starts talking a mile a minute about how she bit off more than she could chew at work. Oh, that's a good one. Bit off more than she could chew. It means taking on more responsibility than you can handle. Say it with me. Bit off more than I could chew. Again, bit off more than I could chew. So, she's telling me how she agreed to take on this huge project at work, thinking it wouldn't be that bad, and now she's drowning in deadlines. She's in over her head. Another good one, in over your head. That means being overwhelmed by something difficult. Say it with me. In over my head. Again, in over my head. Now, I'm trying to give her advice, but at the same time, I'm looking at the clock, realizing that I'm running late. My morning routine has officially gone off the rails. I haven't even gotten dressed, and I have a meeting in 20 minutes. This is what happens when you get sucked into a phone call before you've had time to function. So I tell my friend, listen, you've got this. You just need to take it one step at a time. Another great phrase, one step at a time. It means handling something little by little instead of all at once. Say it with me. One step at a time. Again, one step at a time. I finally hang up, rush to get dressed, and somehow make it to my desk just in time for my meeting. But of course, the chaos doesn't end there. So I somehow managed to sit down at my desk, throw on a blazer over my pajamas, because let's be real, no one on Zoom needs to know what's happening below the camera, and click into my meeting just in time. And you know when you're late, but you try to play it cool, like, yeah, I've totally been here the whole time? That was me. Now, I wish I could say the meeting was smooth sailing, but of course, that would be too easy. The moment I log in, my boss asks, "So, Catherine, did you get a chance to go over the report I sent last night?" And my soul leaves my body, because guess what? I dropped the ball on that one. Oh, that's a good phrase. Dropped the ball. It means you forgot to do something important or you messed up. Say it with me. Drop the ball. Again. Dropped the ball. I scramble. My brain is searching for something to say, but all I can think is, what report? What is he even talking about? And then I see it. Sitting right there in my inbox, unread, from last night. Oof! So I do what anyone in my position would do. I wing it. Oh, another good one. Winging it means trying to do something without preparation, just figuring it out as you go. Say it with me. Winging it. Again, winging it. I start talking like I totally know what I'm saying, hoping no one notices that I am grasping at straws. Another useful expression, grasping at straws, means desperately trying to find an answer or solution when you don't really have one. Say it with me, grasping at straws. Again, grasping at straws. Now, somehow I managed to dodge the bullet. Oh, another great one. Dodging a bullet means avoiding a problem or escaping a bad situation just in time. Say it with me. Dodged a bullet. Again, dodged a bullet. I wrap up my nonsense explanation, my boss nods like it all made sense, and I just sit there thinking, phew, that was close. But the day is just getting started. So after the meeting, I finally check my inbox properly, and it's an absolute nightmare. You ever look at your emails and feel like they multiplied overnight? Like you cleared everything yesterday, but somehow today there are 50 new messages, all marked urgent? That's me, every single morning. And the thing about emails is that they're a double-edged sword. Oh, that's a useful one. A double-edged sword is something that has both good and bad effects at the same time. Say it with me. A double-edged sword. Again, a double-edged sword. Emails are great because they keep things organized, but at the same time, they never stop coming. It's like fighting a battle you can never win. I answer 1, 3 more pop up. I clear 10, 20 take their place. It's a never-ending cycle. So I start replying as fast as I can, trying to stay on top of things, but it feels like I'm spinning my wheels. Oh, that's another good one. Spinning your wheels means working really hard but not making any real progress. Say it with me. Spinning my wheels. Again, spinning my wheels. And just when I think I'm getting somewhere, my boss emails again. This time, it's about a last-minute presentation that I have to give in an hour. At this point, I'm up to my ears in work. That's a great one. Being up to your ears in something means being completely overwhelmed with too much to do. Say it with me. Up to my ears in work. Again, up to my ears in work. But hey, no time to complain, right? Time to roll up my sleeves. Oh, another one. Rolling up your sleeves means getting ready to work hard and get things done. Say it with me. Roll up my sleeves. Again, roll up my sleeves. So I grab my notes, take a deep breath, and get ready to face the music. Yep, another great one. Facing the music means dealing with the consequences of something, usually something difficult or unpleasant. Say it with me. Face the music. Again, face the music. And that's when things really start to go downhill. So I have exactly 1 hour to prepare for this presentation. 1 hour, and let me tell you, that's not a lot of time. But I figure, all right, no big deal, I can pull this off. I just need to stay focused, get my slides together, and make sure I don't make a fool of myself in front of everyone. Oh, that's a useful one. Making a fool of yourself means doing something embarrassing, looking silly or unprofessional. Say it with me. Make a fool of myself. Again, make a fool of myself. I start working like crazy. I'm typing at the speed of light, adding charts, fixing numbers, trying to put my best foot forward. Another good one. Putting your best foot forward means trying to give the best impression possible. Doing your absolute best. Say it with me. Put my best foot forward. Again, put my best foot forward. Now everything is going fine. Until, out of nowhere, my laptop freezes, just stops working. The screen goes blank. I try pressing buttons. Nothing happens. At this point, I'm just sitting there, staring at the screen, thinking, "You've got to be kidding me." I break into a cold sweat. Oh, another useful one. Breaking into a cold sweat means suddenly feeling really nervous or panicked. Say it with me. Break into a cold sweat. Again, break into a cold sweat. I try everything. Restarting, plugging and unplugging, whispering, "Please just work. I promise I'll be nice to technology from now on." Nothing. So now I'm completely back to square one. That's a good one. Back to square one means having to start all over again because something went wrong. Say it with me. Back to square one. Again. Back to square one. At this point, I have 0 options. I grab my phone, open my email, and desperately try to remember what I wrote. I'm grasping at straws, trying to put my thoughts together. Remember that one? We talked about it earlier. And then, just as I think things can't get any worse, my boss calls me. Now, let me tell you, when your boss calls before your presentation, it's never a good sign. I pick up, trying to sound normal, like I totally have everything under control. But the moment I say, "Hey, how's it going?" I hear it. That tone. You know that tone? The one that instantly tells you you're in trouble? Yeah, that tone. He says, "Catherine, I need to talk to you about something important before your presentation." And I already know I'm about to get an earful. Another great one. Getting an earful means getting a long, serious lecture or scolding from someone. Say it with me. Get an earful. Again, get an earful. I just close my eyes and take a deep breath. Because at this point, what else can I do? I'm about to take it on the chin. Oh, another one. Taking it on the chin means accepting criticism or a difficult situation without complaining. Say it with me. Take it on the chin. Again, take it on the chin. And then my boss starts talking, and I swear I can feel my soul leaving my body. So I'm sitting there, phone in hand, listening to my boss talk, and let me tell you, I am hanging by a thread. Oh, that's a good one. Hanging by a thread means being in a very risky situation, close to failure. Say it with me. Hanging by a thread. Again, hanging by a thread. And my boss? He's not yelling, but his voice is that calm, serious tone that somehow makes it 10 times worse. He says, "Catherine, I have some concerns about your presentation." And my stomach just drops. Another good one. If your stomach drops, it means you suddenly feel very nervous or scared, like a sinking feeling. Say it with me. my stomach dropped. Again, my stomach dropped. Now I don't even have my presentation because my laptop betrayed me, but I nod along like I totally understand. He says, I'm worried it's too complicated. You need to simplify the message. And at that moment, I realize, wait a second. I don't need my slides. If I just focus on speaking clearly and getting the main ideas across, I can turn this around. That's a good one. Turning something around means changing a bad situation into a good one, fixing a problem. Say it with me, turn it around. Again, turn it around. I hang up, take a deep breath, and pull myself together. Another great one. Pulling yourself together means calming down and getting focused after feeling stressed or emotional. Say it with me. Pull myself together. Again, pull myself together. Now I have 5 minutes before the presentation. 5 minutes? And guess what? I'm flying by the seat of my pants. That's a great one. Flying by the seat of your pants means doing something without a plan, just figuring it out as you go. Say it with me. Flying by the seat of my pants. Again, flying by the seat of my pants. I log into the meeting. Everyone's there. My boss, my coworkers, even some big clients. And me? No slides, no notes, just my brain, which, let's be honest, is running on fumes. Oh, another good one. Running on fumes means being extremely tired, but still pushing through. Say it with me. Running on fumes. Again, running on fumes. I start talking, and at first, I'm a little shaky. But then something clicks. I remember that I actually know what I'm talking about. I've been working on this project for weeks. I don't need fancy slides. I just need to get my point across. Another great one. Getting your point across means explaining something clearly so people understand. Say it with me. Get my point across. Again, get my point across. And you know what? People start nodding along. Oh, that's another useful one. Nodding along means agreeing or understanding while someone speaks. Say it with me. Nodding along, again, nodding along. I can feel myself getting into the groove. Another great one. Getting into the groove means getting comfortable and confident while doing something. Say it with me. Get into the groove, again. Get into the groove. By the end, my boss even smiles and says, "That was really well done, Catherine." And I just sit there, trying not to let out a huge sigh of relief. Oh, another good one. Letting out a sigh of relief means finally relaxing after a stressful situation is over. Say it with me. Let out a sigh of relief. Again, let out a sigh of relief. I log off, close my eyes, and think, wow, that actually worked. And then my laptop magically turns back on. Of course,